Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Last week we were prompted to concentrate upon Pujya Mataji's inspiring words on sadhana. Does anybody remember anything? All gone. Eh? Papa gave me the precious Ram Naam and asked me to chant it constantly. He added that while chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarupa, that he is Nirguna Nirakara Adiyantarahita Shashwata, that he has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. Ramnam is our main sadhana. So we might be chanting, we might be deriving some benefit, otherwise we would not be chanting. But at the same time, we all feel that something is lacking in our spiritual journey. So then we were prompted to concentrate upon Puja Mataji's words. So then 2-3 times, we took it up. Many people wanted, I think we have sent it through email. But now everything is forgotten. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service, whatever work. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me to do by his grace alone, and Papa revealed himself in my heart, gave me the experience of my oneness with him. Oh, my limitless ocean of love, Papa, you descended in the human form, and you taught us by yourself doing sadhana to realize and become the infinite eternal self. You taught us to utter Ram Nam. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thoughts that arose in the mind as yourself, with a view to ultimately revealing yourself in our hearts. And you taught us to do as your service whatever work that came to us in whatever situation. O my all-knowing Papa, by these 3 things, namely, making us talk with the mouth, thinking our thoughts with the mind, doing work with the body, you made us do sadhana naturally and spontaneously. Similarly, O my kindness incarnate Papa, pray make us utter your name with the mouth, meditate on you with the mind, do service to you with the body in whatever situation you have placed us. No, we are watching ourselves. At the time of hearing this, all of us were enthused, We said this contains in a capsule form all that we have to do. But then later on, what happened in us? We are trying to understand. We are unable to keep up the tempo, Huh? Here says, no, not that it is tempo, we are trying. When we were all studying, we must get 35 marks, to get a pass. Okay, that is enough to get a pass. But for higher studies,
சுவாமிஜி நாமா சொல்லும்போது அந்த நாமத்தை ராமம் ஜாயின் பண்ணும்போது அப்படியே பப்பா நினச்சிருந்தான் தியானம் பண்ணி தானே அதை பண்ணணும்.
பப்பான்னா என்ன? அது முடியறது இல்லையே. அது கேட்கறதுக்கு நல்லா தோணுறது.
இல்லை ஏதோ ஒரு நாமத்தை ராமன் கிருஷ்ணன் ஏதோ
this book. കിട്ടുക ബാക്കിയെല്ലാം തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ലേ? ശരി. என்ன சொன்னேன்? That's okay. We are trying now. ஏதாவது ரூபம் ரூபம்னு சொன்னால் இங்கே அது மீன் பண்ணலை. Whether we can try to go beyond the rupam.
At least guru.
Okay. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal swarup.
Eternal.
Eternal,
but we can't imagine it. We can't imagine it.
You are right. Mataji says, then only we can eke out the maximum benefit. Otherwise, what happened to us all these days? That is where we have to concentrate more and more. And how to do that? So one thing is we pray to our Guru who is it in our hearts to give us some clarity while chanting. If we don't have the clarity in chanting, there is every likelihood that the chanting may become ritualistic. So let us not bother about, say, 45 minutes chanting or 30 minutes chanting. At least one chanting should have the right concept, That is how we can make a beginning. So when Mataji says, eternal Swarupa, that is Nirguna Nirakara Adiyantarahita Shashvata. Each one has to try.
We take it as awareness, self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Anything. Gap between the two mantras. How to get ourselves linked with the impersonal aspect. That is the real struggle all of us are facing. Because so far our mind can concentrate only on a name and form. Here the name is given without any form. So we are unable to concentrate on the name and form. Elsewhere, Papa used to say that nothing wrong in concentrating on a form, provided we try to transcend it after a certain time. That the form represents the Nirguna aspect. The Nirguna aspect is expressing through this form, something like that. So we must have some idea about the Nirguna aspect, Everything gets crystallized into this. Even when chanting in a beautiful tune, set to a beautiful tune, the mind gets attuned. But immediately after the session is over, we suddenly feel it is not there. We are back to our usual thinking pattern. No? Thinking pattern means me and mine. So 45 minutes, the mind says, we enjoyed the today's Ramnam chanting. Immediately after the session is over, we are trying to find out for ourselves, whether the whatever feeling, whatever inexplicable feeling, that pleasant feeling that developed in our heart during our chanting period, it is limited to that chanting period. And now we realize, intellectually we realize, that it is because it has not had the basic idea about the nirguna aspect. Because only in a nirguna aspect, it will come to stay with us throughout. Kindly think about it, because this is crucial for all of us. The spirit and the matter, no? Matter is cognizable. It can be brought within the ambit of knowable. But spirit,
Swamiji, if we accept all forms as his forms, then we don't need any one particular form.
if we accept, how will we accept?
Okay, intellectually, first we can tell ourselves.
That is okay. Intellectually, initially, but how do we get into the experiential level? First, as you said, we keep on hammering everything has come from him. It is true, but that is a knowledge given to us by somebody. It is not our experience.
But after some time, intuitively, we may feel like that also.
After some time, intuitively we feel like that. But the litmus test is, the moment the session is over, are we in a position to accept that every thought is coming from him? That is the litmus test. During that period, as you said, any thought, okay, we try intellectually that everything is coming from him. Perfectly all right. But the moment the session is over, when we are back to our usual vyavaharas, are we in a position to keep up that?
That should arise spontaneously. If we try and force ourselves to do it, it may not come naturally.
No, as it come to us. The other thing is, hypothetical. We are trying now while chanting that everything is coming from him, okay, and we can conclude that. The moment we come out of the Ramnam session, are we in a position to try to experience that? Here the problem is, as soon as the session is over, we are unable to connect ourselves with him. The me and mind comes and takes over. So here comes Mataji's, again and again we have to keep on pondering on that. Papa gave me the precious Ramnam, asked me to chant it constantly, number one, very difficult. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarup. What is that eternal Swarup? That he is Nirgun, Nirakar, Adyantarahita, Shashvata. And that he has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. And when Mataji was unable to move along with this line, what she has also asked is, Papa made me do by his grace alone. And Papa revealed himself in my heart. Though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone. So that means simultaneously, does it not mean that our prayer should be there? I am unable to hold on to the Nirguna aspect. Nirguna aspect is the spirit, I now intellectually understand. When I understand the spirit, everything is all right. But I am not understanding it. With the result, as soon as the session is over, I am back to my usual self. Whereas when I keep on chanting, if you bless me at this level of the spirit, that is Nirguna Swabhava. Spirit cannot be brought within the knowable. We can only say this word, Spirit, spirit. What is that? Can we explain? Because it is because of the spirit these words are coming, hands are moving, we are hearing, we are sitting. We cannot explain. That is Nirguna Nirakar. Adi Antarahida. Because it is Nirguna Nirakar, it has no beginning, beginningless and endless. Shashwata. Shashwata means eternal. Always it is there. So why not we direct our attention while doing Ramnam, so that even after doing Ramnam, where that 45 minutes we try to intensely try to experience that the spirit in the form of life force is prompting to chant, something like that. Each one has to choose. Spirit is called Atman. Atman has no name and form. So Mataji must have been struggling, and then she prayed to the same one. Why don't you please make me aware that you are making me to chant? We don't know. Probably that is why Papa in one of his said, while chanting, first we should know we are chanting the name of one who is within us, number one, the spirit. Second, it is by his grace that we are chanting, or he is making us to chant. That means the power to the chanting is going on because he is there in us. The chanting is going on because he is there in us. Who is there in us? The spirit, Atman, which is nameless, formless, beginningless, endless, and Shashwat. This is very important for all of us because our only sadhana is Ramnam. So
Yes, Swamiji, trying to grasp Swamiji.
Yeah. So we try. Again we forget, but we have to keep on blowing the, what do you call that? Huh? Blow pipe. Blow pipe, hoo. Because when the fire is likely to get extinguished, those of us who have cooked with the firewood, they will easily understand. In the oven, every now and then we look at it and we go out for something and again we come back. If it is likely to get extinguished, we take the blow pipe, like that we do that, and somehow kindle it again. So similarly, when we are in a passive mood, when God has blessed us with a passive mood, sattvic mood, and we try to grasp all these things and earnestly feel that we should be able to do that, at that moment, we try this, that the words are coming because he has given me the sense of individuality. He is making me to talk. He is seated within me, and then he is making me to utter. Again we try, we forget, or the tempo, it gets toned down. Again we try to do this. So 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, suppose when we are at home, when we go to the puja room, and when we sit there, why not we try on these lines? Because this thing is clear. We have been chanting or hearing the glories of the Ramnam for the past so many, not years, so many decades. But still, it is yet to get concretized in our heart. This is the blunt truth. We enjoy Ram Nam during that period. Afterwards, the sense of individuality is there intact. We can't say intact. Some improvement may be there, no doubt. But we should not be satisfied with that. We should be satisfied only when we feel we are moving toward that constant remembrance, awareness of His presence. Or as many times as possible in a day. Okay. Right from 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when we get up, till we retire to bed at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, we are trying to find out how many times we were able to remember. It will be very limited, especially those who are involved in family life, professional life, social life. Only the me and mine will be there predominantly, and for a few minutes probably we might be able to dwell on this. This is the truth. So we are now trying to, what do we do? So during at least the 5 to 10 minutes which we spend in the morning in our prayer room, suppose we make an effort, not merely to go there and do Ram Nam and then go away, but while doing Ram Nam, we try to hammer this, Because the spirit is there in me, I exist as an individual. Devoid of the spirit, I don't exist at all. The spirit can be termed as life force or awareness or intelligence. The power behind the vibrant activity the body does right from the morning till noon. Because Papa, that particular word guides us. Life is the expression of Atman. Atman called spirit, So when Mataji says, Papa gave me the precious Ramanam, asked to chant it constantly, he added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarup, that he is Nirguna, Nirakara, Adyantarahita, Shashwata, that he has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. So as a beginner, if we try for 5 or 10 minutes, in the whole day, see for ourselves what its impact is. Somewhere you have to make a beginning, All of us are dead honest about it. Otherwise, we will not be sitting for the satsang session. We don't feel it is being repeated again and again, Everybody takes it that yes, I should do that. That is why Papa is drawing our attention on this salient aspect of our sadhana. We know we want, but at the same time we are unable to.
Swamiji, if the purpose is to remember God and not chanting just for chanting's sake, then in addition to chanting, there are other methods we can use to bring God to our mind. For example, suppose I'm sitting here, I can reflect on the creation, the tree outside, and then relate that to God and say, okay, how great your power is, your beauty is. So contemplation on nature or on incidents in our life or people, that contemplation can also supplement chanting.
Sure.
That way you'll be more aware of.
Sure.
Instead of just only chanting.
No, what is, we must try this and then share. Otherwise, again it becomes academic.
So,
The question is, we have been chanting for so many decades. Many a time we have heard this, but our mind has not been able to grasp this. The Nirguna Nirakara aspect. So that means during the chanting time, during the satsang time, during the bhajan time, during the our visit to such places, we get an inexplicable thrill, which cannot be explained. Okay, agreed, inexplicable. But otherwise, during the other time, we are unable to keep up that remembrance because the sense of individuality functions. That is more predominant in us. This is the truth. Immediately after that, immediately after the session, or even during the session also. So we are trying to find out a practical method. No? So unless and until we try for 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning, forget about the 22 out of the 24 hours, or 6 hours or 7 hours for our sleep, and 16 to 17 hours in our waking state. We are trying to set apart 5 minutes.
Swamiji?
Ah,
As you're saying, since few days when you started with explaining Mataji's attributes,
yes.
when we are sitting for meditation, I am repeating. I am not saying I understand. That is the whole problem. I don't understand. I have no grip on it. So I'm repeating, and few times I might repeat, but it doesn't go deep into my understanding.
Acha. That is the practical problem.
Swamiji,
Mm.
can I share my experience? Swamiji, first Mataji வந்து இதுவும் பப்பா இது பப்பா அது பப்பா பாக்குறதெல்லாம் பப்பா பப்பா சொல்லுவா இல்லையா? அந்த மாதிரி இப்போ கலா has started பப்பா. அப்போ வந்து என்ன ஆச்சுனாக்கா இந்த monotony of our work பப்பா கிட்ட அவ்வளோ பிரியம் அவ்வளோ இது இருக்கிறதுனாலே சம் துளியோண்டு கொஞ்சம் போல சேஞ்ச் வந்துட்டு இருக்கா மாதிரி தோன்றது டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன். ஆனா ஃபுல்லா எத்திட்டு இல்லை, ஃபுல்லா எத்தலை. ஆனா எல்லாம் பப்பாங்கச்சில we are all householders in so many with children grands. அப்போ வந்து அந்த என்ன சொல்றது முன்னாடி இருந்த அந்த மொனாட்டனஸா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் அந்த மாதிரி கூட தோன்றது இல்லை. பப்பா சரி நம்ம அவளுக்கு பண்றோம் அப்படி ஒரு தாட் வருது. ஆனா சிலப்போ இந்த மொனாட்டனி ஃபீலிங்கும் வருது. அந்த monotonous என்ன சொல்றது அலுப்பு செலுப்பு வருது.
That is why it is suggested that for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, if we try like what you are experiencing, so many things will come and then he will lead us from within. That means we are plunging into it in right earnest. From outside, no help can come to us. So now we are fully relying on that power who is seated. Why don't you please guide me? I want, you have made me known about this, so and as an individual, as blessed by you, you have made me to start thinking that I should remember you always, but I fail, I forget. Why don't you please guide me? When we keep on praying, we hope something will happen.
Okay, sir.
Something that is positive will happen. Sure, 100%.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So the purpose of repeating this again, that we should not feel dispirited or disheartened when there is failure, because over the years we have not understood. So the mind is habituated on this. We become sattvic, we become elated during a particular situation. Suppose we go for a music program, that during that period when we are sitting, especially when hear the song which we always like, the raga which we like, there is an attunement, one with that. And then we come out, we are back to square one. Okay. So now we are trying to understand, this is something, it should not be like that. It should be something more than that. Because I am trying to remember the one who has been with me, who is with me, who has been with me, in the form of the spirit in my heart. So I must be able to remember him always. So we are pleading. The spirit has given us a sense of individuality. With the freedom the spirit has given to us, we are praying, why don't you please give me the experience of joy of remembering you?
Swamiji, while chanting nowadays, slow chanting, rapid chant panina, I don't get any grip anyway.
Right.
It becomes really mechanical. Slow chant pani, then keep on repeating all that. Just keep on praying to Papa. Let me
Correct.
understand this.
Correct.
Whatever you have mentioned, let me understand. I think Swamiji, my blowpipe is also blocked. என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியல.
You have to take a stick and put through that. Clear. That means we have to do something drastic. Which can come only from inside.
Swamiji, I have a question. When you say that he is within us, that means he is not different from us. So if he is not different from us, how can we remember someone who is not different from us, Swamiji? It sounds a little illogical. I mean, we are saying he is within.
These are all intellectual, no? We are talking now, when we are chanting, we are trying to make ourselves one with him. Okay, immediately after the chanting session is over, what is happening to us? This is the question, no? That means it is limited to that particular time, half an hour or 45 minutes. Then we get some inexplicable joy. That's why we are continuing, you know.
The mind is silent.
Huh?
The mind is silent.
Silent. The moment we are back to our activities, it doesn't. But here, Mataji wants us to keep it up. So she has suggested how she attained. Now we are trying to hear and try to see how we can practice it. We try, we fail, we try, we fail. Not that we don't want. We want every one of us on. That is why we are chanting for decades now. Not one years, decades. We come to Ashram, we read about Papa's various books, everything, you know, why? There is an inner urge, yearning is there to live up to what is expected of me. But I am unable to. So we are now, we have reached a stage where we are trying to intensify our effort. Every day we are, during our prayer, we say, what is that? Before our arati closes. Upasanela dridachalavaave. May my sadhana gain momentum. Every day we are praying. Those of us who are in ashram, every day Mataji makes us to assert, because it is in Marathi, many people may not know. So the meaning is, Upasanela dridachalavaave bhudeva santasi sadalavave. May my sadhana gain momentum. Now how to make it possible to gain momentum? Here we can interpret the word momentum. That means not to be limited to that particular time at that particular place, but it should be there throughout. The moment I get up, it should come, I am unable to. Till I retire, I may not be able to. At least as many times as possible in the day. Even if it is 10%. So each one has to do some pondering, and then something will turn out. But if we don't make that initiative, what has been happening to us for the past 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, it will continue, no? It will have some effect, no doubt. Not that it won't have any effect. There will be a positive impact. But at the same time, we want the fullest. And we are looking up to our masters to give us some guidance. And the guidance is given here. Papa gave me the precious Ramnam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting, the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarup, that he is Nirgun, Nirakar, Adi and Shashwata. He has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. All these things don't come to me at all when I do the chanting. And that is why probably I am unable to feel the presence, the awareness of his presence in my heart immediately after the chanting session. Those who are coming to the ashram and those who understand the prayer every day Mataji makes us to pray at the bhajan hall will slowly start realizing it, Because at the end, she also makes us to say, Jajya stali he manajaya maje, tyatya stali he nijarupa tuje. Wherever I look, I see only your form. Every day morning, she makes, every day at 12:30 after the arati, she makes us to commit this, It's a solemn commitment we are making. During the universal prayer, Papa makes us to commit. We standing before, as an individual standing before the Almighty Lord of the universe and say, O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world, I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee. Have we surrendered? Are we trying to surrender? We are not surrendered, okay. Are we trying to surrender? Or just take it as read it as a sentence, ritual. When we perform the ritual, rituals have been introduced only to give a boost to our real sadhana, no? Because activities will help us. So here also some activity should be there. If we simply repeat some words, it will slip into mechanical exercise. That is why our Mahatmas, our elders, prescribed various rituals so that every day we get connected with the activity also, not merely intellectual. So though the ritualistic form which we use outside, it is not there in the ashram, but still here a few rituals are there, like flower offering, like taking tirtha, like prostrating before the images of our master, arati, lighting the arati, and this arati prayer, universal prayer, prayer for world peace. All these should help us to bring this dimension during our entire day's life. But unfortunately, we have also limited this to that particular time, unknowingly, unwittingly. If we don't try when we are in ashram, how can we try at home? Many of you might remember the words of Papa at the time of inauguration, which is there in the vision of God. In the vision of God, when you open at the last but one chapter, Kasargod Ashram, there Papa mentions about his inaugural address at the time of opening of this ashram. There he says Ramdas as the supreme Ramdas as the supreme joy Ramdas has the supreme delight to speak to you today a few words at the inauguration of this holy ashram. 15th May 1931. The ideal which the ashram holds before it is universal love and service based upon a vision of divinity in all beings and creatures of the world. Here every man, woman or child, to whatever denomination, creed or caste the person may belong, shall have free access. This is important for all of us now. The other one we cannot understand, universal love based upon the vision of divinity. We are trying to understand. But here, some more clue. This is a place where every effort will be made to cultivate the spirit of mutual love and service, so that what is realized within its walls may prove as an example for the right conduct of human life in outside world. This is a place where every effort will be made to cultivate the spirit of mutual love and service, so that what is realized within its walls may prove as an example for the right conduct of human life in outside world. The Lord is our help and guide in all matters. May He with all His bounty shower His blessings on the great service which this home of love and bliss has undertaken to discharge. Until we all went through this book, we also did not know. As soon as we read this, we thought, like us, many would not have known at all. So that is why this particular portion has been brought out in the form of a big board. As you enter, where to keep, we don't know. But the only place at that time we found was as you enter the Mount Mandir. Because we have seen many people go through that. Because that is the first stage, when I enter this, I should know this. This is the purpose for which I have been drawn here. To cultivate and Ramnam is given for this. Ramdas has the supreme delight to speak to you today a few words at the inauguration of this holy ashram. The opening ceremony of the new ashram, which is also named Anand Ashram, came on the 15th May 1931, 93 years back. The ideal which the ashram holds before it is universal love and service based upon a vision of divinity in all beings and creatures of the world. This is something on which you have to apply your mind, Here every man has a... This is a place where every effort will be made to cultivate the spirit of mutual love and service, so that what is realized within its walls may prove as an example for the right conduct of human life in outside world. This we emphasize, because when we come here, stay for a few days, and when we go back, we should carry something, not the sentimental, emotional aspect. These two aspects we are carrying, luckily. The moment we think about ashram, the moment we think about that charming face of Papa, the all-loving face of Puja Mataji, the self-effacing face of Puja Swamiji, all these things were at sentimental, emotional level, because at only that particular time we get some joy, After that, in our activities, we don't bring them into the picture. These are all blunt statements, We revere them, we remember them, everything is there, but only for that particular person. So now here, what is realized within its walls may prove as an example for the right conduct of human life in outside world. So here, when we come here, naturally, we are prompted, we are motivated to join the Ramnam session, thrilling Ramnam session. Many take it up, many almost 90%. Even if they go, many people telephone, we have Ramnam session here. So that means nobody says that you should do this. It is something which comes from inside only. So that stage here we are blessed with now. We are not novices. We are not new people. We have given some taste. But at the same time, now he makes us to remember that how do we keep up this when we go out? We have developed the taste for Ramnam, reverence for Ramnam. Everything is plus, plus, plus. Now the next one is, we were not very clear about That is why immediately after the chanting, we are back to our usual thinking pattern. Our norms does not get changed. From the individual to universal, we cannot say, yes, it is moving. There are so many practical difficulties we are facing. So now, for the past few days, Papa through Mataji is drawing our attention. It is all right, you have reached some stage, but that is not enough. This is what I did. Try to do that. With that bhavana, we will hear now Mataji's words. Not that we have not derived any benefit. Let us not belittle what we have gained. By their grace, we are blessed with, no doubt about it, 100%. But we are now trying to decrease the gap between that experience, between our other experiences. There should be a continuity, if not for a longer time, at least for a few times. When I deal with persons, objects, and situations, when I deal with them, is there any change in my norms? Is it self-centered or God-centered? We can say sometimes we also try. So then Mataji again and again, unless and until we try to bring in this dimension, we may not be able to. Yes. Every time we are telling because only he is making us to say. That is the universal aspect, not the individual aspect. Papa gave me the precious Ram Nam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarupa, that he is Nirguna, Nirakara, Adiyantarahita, Shashvata. He has manifested as the universe and is seated in our hearts. And she gives the clue. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. So she is giving us some hints, how to make it everlasting. We cannot say, okay. How do we feel the continuity, So she says, Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. At home, in the office, with friends, He made me to do it. And again she says, you taught us to utter Ram Nam. You taught us how to meditate. What is meditation? She said, treating all thought that arose in the mind as yourself. Some explanation, no? You taught us to utter Ram Nam. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thought that arose in the mind as yourself, with a view to ultimately revealing yourself in your heart. You taught us to do as your service whatever work that came to us in whatever situation. Not merely in the labeled sattvic situation. Oh, my all-knowing Papa, by these three things, making us talk with the mouth, thinking our thoughts with the mind, doing our work with the body, you made us do sadhana naturally, spontaneously. And finally she puts it, so that everything we will forget. Make us utter your name with the mouth, meditate on you with the mind, do service to you with the body. In whatever situation you have placed us. Even in you put
Swamiji, basically any problem now. Mataji is saying, Papa made me chant, Papa made me think of it. Papa made me think that all the work that I'm doing is. Now I sit and do my meditation. I sit.
You are right. क्या हुआ?
She left the meeting.
Huh?
I think her internet may have got disconnected.
Internet connection is.
Not ours, for her.
Uh-huh. Oh, that is very suddenly joined. I joined.
She joined.
Swamiji, I was saying that Mataji, right from the beginning, felt that Papa made her chant, Papa made her think of the attributes, Papa made her think of doing all the work towards his service. So, from the basic, Mataji always, she is indicating that this is what we should start from the beginning. That is where we are lacking, at least I am lacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am sitting for meditation, I am doing Ram Nam. I never doing Swamiji, that's problem.
But how to begin? You are right. Absolutely, that is right. That is why now she gives us the clue that to bring in that he is making us to do, she wants us to identify all thoughts coming from him, not merely Ram Nam. All the activities of the body is actuated by him, not merely doing a particular action. So what is the practical way by which we can do that? So there should be something by which we get the technique. We will again read. It will touch and kindle so many things. Papa gave me the precious Ram Nam, asked me to chant it constantly. He added that when chanting the name, I should meditate on his eternal Swarupa, that he is Nirguna Nirakara Adiyantarahida Shashvata, that he has manifested as the universe and seated. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone, and Papa revealed himself in my heart, gave me the experience of my oneness with him. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. Is it not that she is giving us some clue as to how she practiced it? How did she come to know that it was Papa who is making me to do that? She was also like all of us, an individual identifying with the sense of individuality. But with the grace from inside, she was able to slowly realize. And that was confirmed through Papa when he said, you do this. Papa also asked me to look upon whatever work I did as his service. This simple sadhana, though difficult in the beginning, Papa made me do by his grace alone. Papa revealed himself in my heart and gave me the experience of my oneness with him. So you taught us to utter Ram Nam. You taught us how to meditate, treating all thought that arose in the mind as yourself. All thoughts. With a view to ultimately revealing yourself in our hearts. So this is some point on which we should intensely pray. All thoughts, not selective, not choosy.
All the thoughts that we think are actually God thinking through us. Suppose I think something bad about someone. Can I say that God is thinking that thought through me? It's not my own thought.
The moment we get that, again, we have to practice this. The moment we think that, suppose we keep on intellectually analyzing it, we may not reach anywhere. Here what is needed is, whatever thoughts that arose, for that there should be an individual, no? The only thought will come. How does that individual get started?
The divine.
Something unknown to us now. That is the reason, which we call it as divine. or Atman or spirit. So without that, I have no existence of myself. Though that automatically everything is actuated by that, something like that, But it is not an intellectual analysis. Intellectual analysis, we have it enough, We have heard his lectures over and over and again. So we are now trying to understand how to make it a reality in our very life. During one of his talks abroad, I will just read it, We must think, feel, and realize that we are not merely bodies, but we are immortal spirit. Many people go with the impression that they are only the visible appearance, that is the body made up of the 5 elements. It is not so. It is the spirit within us. It is that spirit who makes us walk, talk, and do everything. Now, for instance, people think when they give and receive with their hands that they are doing these movements and these actions themselves as if they got an independent power to do things. Very clear, no? There is the spirit within us. It is that spirit that makes us walk, talk, and do everything. Spirit. Now, for instance, people think when they give or receive with the hands that they are doing these movements and these actions themselves as if they got an independent power to do things. There are so many movements and changes that are going on within the body, such as the action of the digestive organs, the blood circulation, the growth of the hair. We cannot say these things are done by me. Can we say I am doing these things? We have now added, heartbeat, breathing, so many things, etc., etc. We cannot say these things are done by me. Can we say I am doing these things? Who is responsible for these movements within us? The same power which is responsible for these inner movements is responsible also for our outer movements. That is the next stage. We see the wind blow, the sun giving light, the trees grow, the birds sing on the trees. So many movements and changes are going round about us. They are not separate movements caused by any power of individual in them, working accidentally or by chance. That all-pervading power it is that makes, act, talk, do everything. Even now, hear everything. If we recognize this universal power and know that that power is responsible for what we do, then our ego will disappear and we will be one with the universal life, universal truth, and we will be supremely happy and free. Uncomplicated way he has explained,
So if God is doing everything, then if our meditation is not happening as we want it to, that also is God's.
Everything, why we are
why
mentioning.
We say we are failing because God was not
Yeah.
that meditation.
But have we realized? That is. Have we realized? Somebody said we have borrowed that language, knowledge, Shastras, when we hear and we learn it by heart, it is a borrowed knowledge. That borrowed knowledge becomes a reality in me when I try to apply it in my life. This is what we do in all our activities. Whatever we learn from the school, we don't keep quiet. We try to apply in our knowledge and it becomes ours. This is called the skill or expertise or whatever you call it, when it comes to our level. But in this matter, we only look at what somebody said and keep quiet. Any expertise we have developed, whether it is writing, talking, doing, carpentry, smithy, anything, you say poem writing. So the entire thing, if you closely, immediately you will say, the language was not given to me. I have not done anything for the language. I have not done anything for the grammar. I have not done anything for the concept called poem. Oh. So you are trying to understand when you are plunged into that activities, everything has come from factors other than me, other than me, other than me. Me means the sense of individuality. So like that, he says that all-pervading power it is that makes act, talk, do everything. If we recognize this universal prayer and know that that power is responsible for what we do, then our ego will disappear. And we will be one with the universal life and truth, and we will be supremely happy and powerful, free. So long as the ego is in us, which makes us feel that we are everything ourselves, we are caught in a trap and we can never be happy. So we have been asked to resign ourselves to the will of God. Again, will is nothing but the power of God active in nature, active in ourselves, outside as well as the wind blows. Oh, who has articulated that? No? Will is nothing but, we say will, God's will. We should know. He has clarified everything in a beautiful, simple language. Extempo. Will is nothing but the power of God, active in nature, active in ourselves. By surrendering ourselves to the divine power and will, we will release within us. It's a beautiful word. That supreme bliss and peace which is locked up. That means the sense of individuality is the curtain, makes us unaware of his presence. What is his characteristics? Bliss and peace. By surrendering ourselves to the divine power. Surrendering means to become aware that even these words are coming because he is there. He is motivating us to talk. When we come here, we have no idea what is the topic. The inner prompting comes, Take up again. Again, we have all lost the track. For the 5, 6 satsang session, this was the only topic. We had some diversion. So today he said, no, again you do that. And this was a talk delivered by him during his foreign tour, 1954. And he prompts us to go and concentrate to get some clarity, put it in the form of a PPT and store it whenever you want, you take it. And today he directs us to that PPT. Now I am talking from the PPT. So this much of facilitation he has done. Then next, people have asked Ramdas, him often, he addresses as third person. What about free will? And how does it stand in relation to the divine will? Really, there is no free will. There is only divine will working everywhere. It is a mistake to think we have got any power to do anything. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka in which God says, it is my will and power that pervades through the entire earth. And to know this means myself causing all movements in it, all changes in it. Bhagavad Gita quotation. And so he is at the inception, at the growth of things, at the destruction of things.
Swamiji, if there's no free will, then why are people forced to face the results of the karma? That means they have not done the karma. It was done by, everything is done by God. So then how can they face results of karma? Because you face results of karma, only you have done it.
Let us try to do something, all those things have come from different sources. And if the moment we try to go within, these thoughts take us out. We are not pursuing. That is why we have been told bluntly by Papa that initially it is a help and then later on it is a hindrance. Intellect. Because the moment you start trying to go within, it has got a trick of taking you out again. Now you have said karma, you have said this, you have said that. Again, we are not pursuing that path, whatever we have heard. So let us now, for the time being, learn that we have to somehow find out that I know that you are causing, but I don't know that you are causing. I intellectually know that you are causing. Experientially, I don't know you are causing. Kindly make me to realize it. This is spiritual journey. Intellectually, I have understood. Because I am not the cause for myself. Simple reason. If I am the cause for myself, then I can say, God, let him sit there wherever he is. But now I know that I am not the cause. I am not cause. I don't. Everybody knows that. The people who are sitting or hearing, they will know that they are not the cause for themselves. That is very clear, direct experience. Just like today, suppose anything that you have done, you are doing it, you feel you are doing it. Like that, you have not caused your birth. That much is clear. So when I am not responsible for my very birth, who is the responsible? That is how we are slowly. That's why Papa says, go to the origin to know who really you are. That is the real quest. These are his words. To know who you are in reality is the real quest. Under the banner of spiritual discipline, whatever we are doing, ultimately we should get the answer for this question. Now, 1 minute, 3-4 words. It is one power that does all these things in the universe, and if we submit to that power and know that the power is active in us, then we will be freed from the ego, and that moment we realize we are the unchanging, immortal, all-pervading, spiritual and universal truth and spirit. We are that spirit. To know that we are that spirit is to know him, God, and this is called spirituality. What is spirituality? This is what he says. Day after today is Friday.
Friday. Monday.
Today is Monday.
Friday. Next is Monday. Next. 18th. Next Satsang is Monday.
No, Swamiji is traveling.
18th.
Oh, finished. Oh.
18th you are not traveling, Swamiji.
18th you are not traveling.
No.
Tuesday only you are going. Tuesday only you are going.
Because I thought I will play Swamiji, Papa's own words.
You can play Swamiji.
Yes,
You can play now.
Yeah.
Okay. How can they hear? They can hear.
We'll bring the Kamandalu, Swamiji.
It's a video, no?
Kamandalu.
It's a video.
We'll bring the Kamandalu. Oh, there, the video we can play on this.
Can hear. Yeah.
Not video, audio, sorry.
Kamandalu. We charged it that day.
Eh?
We charged the Kamandalu that day. Auntie, wo Kamandalu hai na?
Kamandalu is not charged, no?
We charged it that
Charged
day.
it, okay. And then we do that, they will hear.
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Where did you charge?
I told Chandranand she put on the
Sorry,
table.
you are not.
Amazon called something else.
Did you give it that name, Santa? Kamandalu?
Digital Amazon that.
Swamiji and all of us call it because it looks like that.
What does spirituality mean? That is the question.
It's not coming on. Something else is wrong
That
with
which
it.
relates to
We can hear.
Very good, very good.
of
Thanks.
the spirit is spirituality. Because spirit and matter are two different things. Our body is material and the spirit dwelling in this body is spiritual. So whatever relates to this spirit within us is spiritual. We must think, feel and realize that we are not merely bodies, but we are the immortal spirit. Many people go with the impression that they are only the visible appearance. That is, a body made up of the 5 elements. It's not so. There is a spirit within us. It is that spirit that makes us walk, talk, and do everything. Now, for instance, people think when they give and receive with the hands that they are doing these movements and these actions themselves. as if they have got an independent power to do these things. There are so many movements, changes that are going on within the body, such as the action of the digestive organs within it, the blood circulation, the growing of the hair. We cannot say these things are done by me. Can we say, I am doing these things? Who is responsible for these movements within us? The same power which is responsible for these inner movements is responsible also for our outer movements. You see the wind blow, the sun giving light, the trees grow, and birds sing on the trees. So many movements, changes going on round about us. They are not separate movements caused by any power individual in them working accidentally or by chance, or as they say, due to the concourse of atoms or some such thing. They explain away in order to deny the existence of a spiritual power that permeates the entire universe and is responsible for all movements and changes in it. That all-pervading poverty that makes us act, talk, do everything. If we recognize this universal power and know that that power is responsible for what we do, then our ego will disappear and will be one with universal life and universal truth, and be supremely happy and free. So long as this ego is in us, which makes us feel that we are doing everything ourselves, we are caught in a trap, and we can never be happy. So we have been asked to design ourselves with the will of God. Will is nothing but the power of God active in nature, active in ourselves. By surrendering ourselves to the divine power of will, we will release within us that supreme bliss and peace which is locked up through the assertion of the ego, assertion of the individual will. Listen, people have asked him often, what about the free will? And how does it stand in relation to the divine will? Really, there is no free will. There is only divine will working everywhere. It's a mistake to think we have got any power to do anything. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka in which God says, it is my will and power that prevails in the entire world. I move this world wheel myself, causing all movements in it, all changes in it. And so he is at the inception, at the growth of things, and at the destruction of things. It's one power that does all these things in the universe. And if we submit to that power and know that that power is active in us, then we will be free from the ego, and that moment we realize that we are the unchanging, immortal, all-pervading, spiritual, universal truth and spirit. To know that we are that spirit is to live in God, and this is spirituality.
So Monday we will try again. So why we started with Mataji's. So she wants us to do Ram Nam along with contemplating upon the what aspect? Nirguna, Nirakar, impersonal aspect of God. So now Papa is giving us a clue how to concentrate on the impersonal aspect. So the very act of chanting, it is caused by that power, because we also know that we are not the cause for our existence. There should be a cause for our existence, and that cause is responsible, and that cause cannot be brought within the knowledge, within the within the knowables. So the mind cannot conceive of that idea. It is beyond, past our thoughts. So that thought is responsible, and that is making me to chant his name. And so kindly make me aware of it. Like that, in order to make us to do more and more manana on these aspects, today he facilitated us to hear Papa's own words about what is spirituality, so that we will be able to understand Mataji's words more clearly, so that we will be able to take it up in our sadhana time. So this is this will be the cascading effect. When we start doing this, it is not separate. So
Swamiji, so this is the starting point.
This is the starting point.
Starting point. Yeah, correct. So Monday when we come, we will again try to go through this again with that perspective, and let us all try for 5 or 10 minutes with this bhavana in our puja room or while in the ashram, wherever we are in a position to do it, and then try for ourselves whether this is becoming a reality in me during that particular time at least, so that I don't as an individual enjoy and go, but I try to connect myself to that principle which is there in this individuality. Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Sri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So by the time we meet again on Monday, let us try to do some homework, some trials, and see for ourselves how he is guiding us from within, with a deep prayer in our heart. Hari Om.
Swamiji,
Ah,
Swamiji,
yes.
just now it struck to me, and that Papa, when my Mataji says Papa, she means the universal Papa, the spirit.
Universal Papa. Yes.
Yes. So when she says Papa made me chant, so that too I must understand that what is making me chant. I am not chanting.
Correct. We will try to do more manana on Monday on that particular aspect which Papa has clarified.
Yes.
Okay. Hari Om, Hari Om.
Yes.